Wow. Hello? Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, it's Dee Dee. How's it going? Hello? Oh, that's right, I did fix the stupid headpad thing. I'm sorry, I need to remember to do that. I'll make a note for myself. I have to re-add the stuff in since I had to reinstall a whole bunch of stuff. Bow! Hello? Ugh. I mean, in a perfect world, I would do it right after stream. But right after stream, I technically supposed to start getting ready for bed. So it's like, how's Kamiyoshi doing? Duh. Kamiyoshi's doing fine. If I could type what I need to type without typing what I'm saying, that would also be great. There we go. God. I used to be able to type like a separate thing compared to what I'm saying, and then I don't know, the brain cells got old and they're like, we can't multitask like that anymore. Please stop that. Hey, if you're busy, you're busy. Yeah, I mean, if you're busy, you're busy. I am here 95% of the days anyway. I've got a short week this week because I'm gonna go visit my family, and then may have a week off in the summer. I don't know. Bam wants to go take a trip out to freaking Cape Breton Island in where is it? New Brunswick, which is in Canada. But I'm like, do I want to go spend a week on an isolated island with my parents and the extended family that Papa Melis found through like Ancestry.com or whatever it is for the week? It is nice. I was there when I was young, long before, when I was just a wee thing, before we knew we had family in the area. But now I'm old, and I'm like, how am I gonna survive without my Wi-Fi? I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of infrastructure there, but I don't know. I always struggle to socialize with other adults without having my phone around, usually because I'm like, I got nothing in common with you guys. It's like, I don't know how to talk about anything that isn't nerdy. I don't know. Do any of you guys like VTubers? I mean, that's the thing as well. Like, because this is a tiny bit of an anxiety moment, so I'm confiding in you guys, because this is family that Papa Melis just found and like connected with recently. And when you meet these people, they're gonna be like, you're how old and you don't have a husband? Why? And I'm like, am I gonna out myself to these new people, or am I gonna have to spend a whole week lying through my teeth? That's the thing. Because choice, that's the easy answer. That is the easy answer. But I also hate lying about my interests, because you never, when it's people you've just met, you don't know who's safe or not. And being on an island ain't like you're married to your job easy. I guess that is the way to do it. It is technically the way to do it. You're not entirely wrong. But yeah, oh yeah, I mean, everyone's always expected. It's like, dear God, they don't want you to have, like, you know, one of those cute, like, significant others when you're in elementary school or whatever. They're like, oh, don't date it, high school, focus on your grades. But yeah, the minute you graduate, it's like, why aren't you married? When are you getting married? Where are my grandchildren? Like, I distinctly remember being on vacation with Mama and Melis, and I was talking to her about a girl I was not dating yet, but like it was that like just before phase when you get serious. And I mean, Mama and Melis had been drinking, so all of a sudden she just blurts across the conversation. She's like, are you never gonna have kids because of your anxiety? I'm like, Mother. Mother, were you listening to the flow of the conversation? Your grades really don't mean much at the end of the day. Yeah, that's why, right? It's like, Mom. Yeah, I always tell people, it's like, yes, in high school, stress about the grades because that is what determines whether or not you can get into post-secondary programs. Like, but once you're in post-secondary, you don't really need to worry about the grades as much unless you're going into a specific field where you need a lot of knowledge, like engineering or medical stuff, or like you really, 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 really want like the accolades, and or you're planning on going on to do like PhD and stuff. Once you're actually in post-secondary, it don't matter. As soon as you like, workplaces generally just want to know you have a degree. If it's a highly technical job, they might they probably won't ask for a copy of your transcript. They'll probably just, like, as part of the interview process, give you an assignment that you have to do to prove you actually know what you're doing. Thank you, Mixin, for squats, hydrates, all that good stuff. Have a good sleep. I recommended respiratory therapists because they don't do much. Art sister's like, yo, here's how you can get the most money and do nothing. Make sure she exercises. I will exercise. I will exercise. We're in the middle of a conversation. Just chill. Just chill. I'll do it before I start the game. I just have to get around my not liking people. Chatting while doing jumping jacks. I've never got the hang of running while talking. It looks easy, harder than you think. Sorry, DD, for spoilers. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, you just have to get around not liking people. I get it. I feel like when you're in those most occupations, unless you're in like a position like you're a therapist or something like that, most interactions with people will be 10 minutes and less. So it's easy enough to force your way through it, especially in a medical profession. Because most people don't, like, some people want, like, their healthcare professionals to be there, like, very friendly because it makes them feel comforted. something that's like fake AF, and they don't want anything to do with it, so they would prefer if you barely spoke to them, so. They need you back at the lab. They let you home for a lunch break. So, I guess it is still like 4 p.m. your way. I'm like, a lunch break at 7 p.m.? When do you start work? But that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, Ranger. Have fun at the lab. Hopefully no telescopes are breaking or anything like that. Take care. A lunch break at midnight? Ranger is in California, so it is 4 p.m. there. So it's more like an early lunch at this point for Ranger, but still a reasonable time. We've got moonbeams from all frickin' over the world. It's the middle of the night for you Europeans. It's dinner time for the East Coast USA folks. It's end of the workday for the West Coast USA folks. It's 7 a.m. for the people in, like, the Philippines. Okay. Good luck with your uni work. I am honored to be background noise, so don't worry about it. Managed to get a diverse group really fast. Yeah, I think it helps that I stream at 2 different times during the week. Cause now I stream at 12 p.m. on the weekends, but when I started at 10 a.m. on the weekends. So it was perfect time for the people in, like, Australia and the Philippines and, like, those kinds of places, like Singapore. Because it was 10 p.m.-ish for them. Randomly craving world domination. I understand. It's the pinky and the brain. The pinky and the brain. One's just stupid, the other's insane. Oh god. Animaniacs, my childhood. Normally I clear it off to watch the stream. Aw, well, I appreciate it, but I mean, yeah. Your work piles up. When you're sick, I understand. You feel old now. Aren't you, like, significantly younger than me? What do you mean you feel old now? Y'all are like, wow, Animaniacs, I feel old. Meanwhile, Adias and I were in freaking Discord, like, Doom's 30 years old. I remember watching Papa and Melis play Doom. My bones have turned to dust. I am lost to the wind. At least you haven't hit the halfway point yet. Ah, don't say that. That's not that many years off. No. Ah. God, this reminds me of, I act way. Well, okay, not way back, but like back in university or so, I gave Iduna an accidental crisis because what was it, her 21st, 22nd birthday? And I said, I'm like, hey, you're almost at a quarter of a century now. And she was very, very upset, and I'm like 25's not old. She's like, it feels old when you say a quarter of a century. I'm like, how? That's crazy to say, is it? I didn't think it was. My parents always said it to me. Kinda old. That's gonna be you in 6 years. I'm gonna come over to, where are you? You're in like Trinidad or something like that. I'm gonna come over to Trinidad in 6 years and take like a baseball bat to your knee, and it's like, now you can feel old. Then go back to Canada. No. Y'all are stuck with me forever, though. I mean, I've said it before that I want to be like, oh, what's her name? And I'm blanking on usernames, but I want to be like the gaming grandmas who still have like their YouTube channels when they're like, 70 or whatever. Like, that's gonna be me. The eternally unaged VTuber, but like, you know I'm old. Surely? Maybe. The Skyrim grandma? It's something dog. Zon watches her. I can't remember now. Zon is subbed. Zon gives out most of the subs here. Like, Zon is super subbed at this point. There's subscribed, and then there's whatever Zon is. I think the only person who's gifted out more subs than Zon is my friend Nick / The Race Against Time. Every time they give out gifted subs, Frosty will say how many that particular user has gifted in the lifetime of the channel. I think Nick is over 100 at this point. Speaking of subs, oh god! Here we go! 129! A true serial gifter! You guys are scary. Thank you, but you guys are scary. Are you the youngest? Not sure. Zexu is 19, so unless you're 18, you're not. You're not the baby anymore! But that's precisely why I tease Zexu so much. I'm like, oh, it's a little baby. We're just both baby. Yeah, there's a few moonbeams we've had over that are like anywhere between 18 to like 21, and I'm like, oh, it's a baby. Zexu is a baby bean, yeah. I mean, you guys are technically all adults, but like, I mean, once we factor in the age difference and stuff like that, when you guys were in diapers, I was almost in high school, so you will always be babies to me. like, I'm sorry. 19 to 21 puts you in the same bracket as my nephews. Like, my nephews are y'all guys' age, so you guys will always be baby to me. I wasn't a thought while you were learning functions, pretty much, because, yeah. My brother is 13 years older than me. So, yeah, his oldest kids are... His oldest has finished university now. So, yeah. If you're in the range of, like, 18 to 22, you're the age of my nephews and nieces. So my brain's just like, yeah, babies. It's like, I was 10 years old when, like, when most of y'all, like, wee ones were, like, born or were about to be born, so... You're not the oldest? In my family? No, I'm the baby, actually. There's only one cousin that's younger than me, actually. So, like, if you take in all of, like, my siblings and, like, all of my cousins, there's only one younger than me, and it's by, like... Yeah, it's only by, like, a few months, I think. She was, like, a December baby. I'm, like, a September baby. But we were born the same year, I'm pretty sure. I give elder child vibes. I don't get oldest sibling vibe personally. Interesting. Well, and Zon is the actual oldest sibling in his family. I mean, I've said it before. I'm in like a weird, like I'm both the youngest and also quote unquote the oldest. What vibe do you get, Ranger? You give me the middle child. Middle child desperate for attention. But very smart. Like had to find a way to stand out and got very, very smart at a niche thing. I'm not a middle child, I'm the eldest. That was my second guess. The feeling is only strengthened that I'm like your sister, yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? I'm both like... It was a weird situation for me because, like, yeah, my brother is 13 years older than me, but technicality, he's my half-brother. His mom and Papa Amelis were divorced, so I never actually lived with Big Bro Amelis, but, like, he influenced my life. And then because he had my first nephew was born, I was 9 years old, I think. So technically I'm closer in age to two of my nephews than I am my brother. So I ended up in a weird situation where it's like I'm technically your aunt, but I feel like an older sibling / older cousin to these kids. So it's like I'm technically an only child, technically also the youngest child, and then in a weird way I also almost became the older sibling to my nieces and nephews, so... And she's a lefty, and I'm a lefty, yes. Art, what vibes? You have said you have an older sister, so I'm guessing probably in the middle. I find, like, identifying an older sibling is easier than the youngest. Because the youngest can go so many ways, because we associate the youngest child with being spoiled, but it's like, how do you suss out being spoiled as an adult? Yeah, middle. Gotcha. Me being a lefty? Yes, I know how rare it is. You wanna want to know what's even crazier? I've told this on stream before, but not everyone has heard. So, I'm a lefty. Big brother Amelis is a lefty. Papa Amelis is ambidextrous. Mama Amelis was born a lefty, but she was trained to be right-handed because, you know, Catholic schools. And Mama Amelis's eldest brother is also a lefty. My great aunt on Mama Amelis's side was also a lefty. Another great aunt on that side was ambidextrous. That's a lot of lefties, yeah! Do I drive left-handed? I don't drive at all. I'm a bad driver. Yes, I can't drive. But yeah, there's so many lefties. Like, I don't, like, literally, like, the genetics, like, how many, like, genetic anomalies there are in my family is just bananas. Oh, do you also drive like it's Mario Kart? Maybe. Like, okay, not that bad. It's just I'm not a confident driver. I tried to get my license. I had an accident within, like, 3 months of starting because I have a hard time focusing on the road because of, like, the ADHD. Like, potentially undiagnosed or just, you know, mental illness making it difficult for me to concentrate. So I was like, I don't think I should drive. I don't think for my safety and everyone else's safety, I don't think I should drive. I'll just be a passenger princess. I think the Moonbeam bus would require a special license. It would. But hey, here's a fun fact about Ontario, the province I live in. If your motorcycle has pedals attached to it and can't go faster than 50 kilometers an hour, you don't need a license for it. And moonbeams can get very, very small. So I just need to buy an e-bike with enough storage and baskets, and I can just drive you guys around like that. Freeze the passenger princess too. Yeah! Get one of your fictional husbandos to drive easy. Pretty much. Essentially, Iduna's partner is both my chauffeur and also Iduna's chauffeur, because Iduna also doesn't have a license. We're just two useless gays. Like, Ace, we need you to take us somewhere. It's more like Iduna does that. Like, I would never dare, but it's also like the few times I could have actually used Ace's help, and I did ask for his help. He got annoyed because he's like, you could have really hurt yourself. I'm like, but you're a nurse and you work the night shift. I didn't want to bother you when you should be sleeping. Fine. You have to pay an extra arm and a leg, but they'll deliver furniture to you now. It's fine. So relatable, yeah. Some people will ask for every little thing. Some people just hope for the best. Oh, literally. It was like, in this particular instance, I should have asked because it was an old apartment building I lived in by myself, and it was a walk-up. And I was so no elevator. I was on the 3rd floor and my AC was busted. And I was like, I need to get this downstairs to the dump room somehow. And so, yeah, he was mad that, like, I like took like, you know, this 100-pound AC down the stairs by myself. Like, it's fine. There was no one on the stairs. I took breaks. Oh, art's in the same category as Ace. Like, Diana, you fool! No, don't mock me! I know. This is the folly of Diana from like 7 years ago. Sure, I'm just... No! Okay, I didn't think I was in the wrong, but y'all, all of y'all are bonking me, so yeah, okay. I'll go apologize to Ace and he'll be like, for what? I'm like, this thing 7 years ago, don't worry about it. No, an e-bike would be great, yeah. I've slowly been saving up for one. But yeah, like, not ideal in the snow. Some people still do, but yeah, the rest of the year, they're great. Nice weather we're having. The snow be flying. Oh my god, it's been 40 minutes of me just yapping away. Look what you guys have done. Look what you've done. You want snow? Oh man, we're gonna... There's apparently gonna be a snow squall warning for the next 2 days here. And I'm like, god damn it. It's like, why do we always get, like... I mentioned it before, we do get snow in this part of Canada. Usually, like, we get, like, a small amount. But I swear to God, every single time I have stuff that I need to do, like I need to go run errands or like whatever, then we get like, you know, the blizzard conditions. I'm like, why? It's like you were so, like every other day of like this month you've been like good, and just like when I have a whole bunch of stuff to do, it's like, whoop, 15 centimeters of snow. And I mean, like, it's not like the buses don't stop running, but it's so much more of a pain. Like, everything slows down because of the snow, and it's harder to walk through the snow, all that stuff. The sun is too hot. It's not wrong. The sun is very, 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 very toasty. It's very toasty. Oh, so I still haven't done the exercise Mex and asked for, but it's been 40 minutes of me just yapping. So when we get ad break in 20 minutes, I'll do it then. So hang on. Da-da. Oh, that's the settings button. That is not what we want. No, go away. Dee, do your workouts. I said when we get ad break in 20 minutes, I will do it then. Just had to make sure I remember. Don't worry, I said I will. I said I will. Because I know how it goes. If I don't do it as they come in, then you guys will hit me with a whole bunch. And if I try and do them all at the end, I will die. That's how, like, last time I ended up with, like, sore legs for a day and a half because I ended up having to do 50 squats in a row. Because they all just built up over the stream. 120 push-ups? No! I veto that. At some point, sure. At some point, sure. No! I will eat you all. I will eat you all. I'm gonna have a moon bean sprout salad. Let's run it up then. G. Now I'm desperately trying to remember what limits I put on this thing. I'm too young to be salad. Fine, we'll pickle you first. Looking very pixelated? Yeah. So there's two options in the game. Because there is, what is it? Why would they always choose violence? I don't know. Maybe I can't change it here, but yeah. Because this was like a remaster, there's two options. You can have like the updated anime Bishonen style graphics, or you can leave the original pixel art in, and I chose to leave the pixel art, so. So Mr. Hicks was actually an Interpol agent. 120 jumping jacks I could do. I would probably feel like I'm having a heart attack at the end, though. But that's just because I don't get my heart rate up that high that often. And no miracle. I grant you permission to look, but if you make tiny single fingerprint, what, on the glass? I will make you pay 10 million cents. Alright, buddy. My math is bad, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna make us pay $100,000 if we touch a statue. You've never used your points for good, it's true. Isn't that the value of the statue itself? Of course, it is the price of my very valuable time. Now you're wasting another minute. That will make your bill 11 million cents now. So this is the infamous Alif Red statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? Yeah, why is it called red when there's nothing red on it? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. That's a real nice shade of orange. Oh, but they kind of remind me of the eyes of the stray cat that lives in my house. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? A good question. Of course it is, Edgeworth. Eureka! Can I send yourself to the Shadow Realm? I mean, technically, but why would you want to ban yourself for like 5 minutes? Yeah, pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. Why? Why? I forgot to sign in to mix it up too so we don't get any prepare to be folded, but in spirit. I don't see what I'm talking about. Is it too late? It is too late to apologize. It's too late. Jesus. No, I do. It's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. The memories Artemelis was braver than me, but just as crazy. Need like the bugle playing the send off. That's why I'm mad. Alright, so every stream, someone needs to martyr themselves so Zexu doesn't commit murder, I see. Peak tank support player move. Oh my god, true. I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah! Sir, they're red. As I thought, the statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc. What do you want? You know I am a busy man. I was also too distracted to notice eye color. It's true. Art is actually part of a international art smuggling ring. And his job is to be the distraction while we're all too busy crying over his, quote-unquote, martyring. His buddies are off stealing the art behind our back. Source? Trust me, bro. It's the truth. Art's not here to defend himself, so it's the truth. I allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The leaf red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess the statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but... What is this sympathy for what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the 2 of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo. Why the sudden yelling? Now then, oh. It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. They couldn't even get the eyes right. They couldn't even find, like, some frickin' rubies. A fake! I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake. There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zenfa. And I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. That was ironically a very fun 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, you get sent to the Shadow Realm, everyone spends the 5 minutes talking about you. I guess that's the plus side. Support tank main, which is even funnier. I mean, you exude that personality. Related to trying to guess if people are the oldest, youngest, I think the Moonbeams who have been here for quite a while know what I usually play. But take a stab, guys. See if you can figure out what like my main role is. Alright, you want to say healer? Okay. Any other guesses? We'll give like a minute to see if anyone else does. Because like I know the ones who have been here for a while know. Okay, yeah. You guys are right. I do support / healer. Sorry, it's your first day. Yeah, what was it? I quote retweeted, like someone was like, take what type of healer you are, and it was like equal parts like wanting to be like, oh god, like I want to be like useful and helpful, are you okay? And then there's also like the whole like, I need to exert power. It's like, also it's like, what was it? It's like, I need to do this myself because I don't trust anyone else to do this very important task. Like, that kind of stuff. So yeah, for me as a healer, it's a combination of, it's like, I've been burned too many times by other people not doing healing job properly. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it myself. And then also, because I do just generally like to play support and assist rather than like be in the fray. But Zon and Freed, I'm probably older than you, but yeah, in this current chat, because I think Arias is also around my age. But yeah, I'm more of an assassin type of player. That's fair. That I can see. Like how long we've been in your streams. Oh, gotcha. We need to start clarifying. Sorry. No, Ranger just wasn't super clear at first. He means in terms of follow age, not years on the earth. Did I finish Maid Cafe? I haven't yet, no. We're getting gotcha. We're getting from what I know, we're about halfway through because it looks like each route takes about 40 in-game days. And we're like somewhere in the 20s, so... Review anyway, please? I mean, it's fun. It's definitely fun. I don't know if I would replay just to get the different paths with the girls because I'm not sure how different the story diverges. But it's fun just to like go through and experience everything. Real age equals follow age equals real age. Crazy. Okay, we need to figure some stuff out here. You need to focus! Focus! Lock in! Lock in! Get it together! I also need to lock in. We've just been talking and I'm trying to play a game here and I keep getting distracted. No, wait, hold on. Is this... okay. So they're not gonna let me back... Oh! So I can't click this. Okay, good, good, good. This will be my tone for my early alarm while I do schoolwork! Big cackle just shouting, lock it in! Unplanned just chatting, yeah. But yapping is a lot of fun, I agree. But it's okay. What is it? We're gonna have Unite and Fight in a couple weeks? And that's just literally just like a whole week of just chatting streams, so... I mean, in terms of doing this alarm, I say do it if you want to. I know Zon and Arias have ripped different audio clips from my various streams. Because there was one, what is Unite and Fight? It's an event in, it's a PvP event in one of the gacha games I play. It happens every 3 to 4 months, so... And it lasts for like a week, so... Granblue? Yes, Granblue. So during that time, I'm playing it on stream, but we're basically just yapping the whole time because... It's PvP, but I'm just clicking buttons, so... Prepare to be folded is one, and I also remember... I don't know if I still have it, but during the Paper Mario the Origami King stream, I put echo on my voice and screamed, "Wake up, bitch!" when we, like, hit Bobby, the Babam, who was, like, sleeping. So I think Arias ripped that to use it as an alarm tone as well. Alright, I'm good. Now I really gotta love being here, but... Okay! Lurky. I'm using that now, yeah. The wake up one, yeah. Occasionally I just give some really great clips for ringtones, so that's why I'm like... If you want to, Art, like, full permission, absolutely, to, like, use that stuff. I'm fine with people clipping my audio for stuff, just obviously, you know... For stuff that's not out of context. If it's for ringtones or whatever, then, like, whatever. Hope you... Lurkies! Alrighty, have... You take care as well. Oh, ad's gonna start in, like, 30 seconds, so... Oh, time for me to do the exercise as promised. Alright. So I got one of everything. Alright, we'll start with jumping jacks. Then I'll do squats. Then we'll do push-ups, then plank. Okay. That's the way we'll do it. Alrighty. Oh, gosh. Chair was a little closer to the edge of the desk than I thought, so I was like, oh, geez, don't walk into the desk. Alrighty. 10 jumping jacks while the ads are going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10. Is it 10 squats still, or is it 11 now? Still 10. Okay. Squats, jumping jacks, plank. Okay. Plank it is then. There we go. Hooray! Have I ever gotten rated mid-exercise and not noticed? Not that I know. Not that I recall. I keep the activity feed open during stream, so I would notice if I get a raid, because it'll show at the top of the activity feed. So even if you guys like had spammed a whole bunch of stuff and the raid message that was in chat got buried, I would still see it in the activity. Good cardio, but oh my god. I know cardio's good for you, but I hate the feeling when you can like hear like your heartbeat in your ears. Like, no thank you. Go away. I promise, Free, that it's not intentional. I swear it. I swear it. Just really unfortunate timing. Okay. Ad break's done. If there were any folks who were stuck in ads, welcome back. Let's keep on going. We gotta make sure Freed sees his waifu for the first time this year. Says Zainafa express on the claw, sir. Something is tugging on the corner of my mind. As though something is out of place? Let's see if this... Is there... cargo... I think this is it? There we go. I'm not entirely confident there's a contradiction here. What do you think, detective? Well, I think it's really suspicious looking, sir. Great. No! I mean, these kinds of games, you tend to get a lot of yapping anyway. Especially during the investigation segments, when I'm not reading dialogue. Okay. Because where I was trying to go was, the statue was supposedly loaded on in Europe. But based on other evidence, like, you know, where the cloth and how the cloths and stuff are arranged, it's obvious it was loaded after it was in, like, after they left Europe. So now I'm like, how do I prove this? Is it that one? Is it gonna be the actual cargo? You're gonna play some chess? Okay. I'll get to the bottom of this. Get to the bottom of this. Okay. Let's try this again. No! Ugh. I think I'm making a logic leap. The game's like, we're not ready for you to have figured this out yet. Alright, so let's look at what we've got. Was taken in Europe. It's the phone. But we're trying to find contradictions. Looks like that's everything we could examine. So I probably have the right ideas, just how do I do it? Oh, there we go. We could move it down. I'm sorry. I like choked on air from laughing so hard, because what kind of a plane itinerary is that? So rather than flying the very small distance between France and Germany, y'all went all the way around the world to Asia and then back. Are you good? No! I choked on air because that is so stupid. Edgeworth! It would have been faster to drive from Germany to France than take this plane and have a pit stop in Asia. Make it make sense? I can't. He just decided he wants to prove he's a rich boy and fly around the world on a plane like this just because. Just because he can. Is this gonna work finally? There we go. There is clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? But yeah, like in the case of both the original Japanese game and the English version, it makes sense. Because you're going from Germany to over Asia back to Japan. And I mean, it's probably... I think it's still technically shorter to go from Germany over Asia to America as long as you're flying to, like, California. Like, you're going to the West Coast, not the East Coast. Because it makes so little sense. No, literally, like... Why did they just change the country that the statue was from, then? Like, say he was studying in Japan or something, and he's, like, flying back over Asia to go back to France. Localizers, hire me. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Oh, I was really stuck in that part until I realized, oh, in the original they must be doing Germany to Japan, yeah. And like, yeah, it works in English. And I think this game was localized into Korean as well. It even works in Korea, just, yeah, for whatever reason. France just had to France and goof it all up. That's not possible. But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhangfa. There is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Because, yeah, like, Zhangfa is technically, quote-unquote, fantasy China, basically. And they don't really go into whereabouts in Europe the fantasy country of Borginia is, but I always assumed, like, Eastern Europe, based on some of the other characters that are Burgundian in the game. Because some of them just look straight up like almost Arabic. So I assume, like, Far Eastern Europe, closer to the Middle East kind of thing. That's the thing, right? That's what I was saying. I'm like, Miles, it would have actually been quicker and cheaper if you just, like, either drove yourself or, like, got someone to drive you from Germany back to France, like... Like, unless this GoU Airlines was, like, super desperate to have people fly because of, like, their terrible policies and pricing, and, like, they basically just gave them a free trip, and it's like, a double-decker plane with an elevator? This is like a vacation! Literally just hop on a train? Yeah, it's basically not quite the same, but, like, you know, for me to take a bus and do, like, a transfer onto a train to go see Mama and Papa and Melis is, like, about 4 to 5 hours. So yeah, about the same thing. Like, yeah, sure, it's a little bit of a trek, but, like, it's not that bad. Like, if you told me, like, hey, if Iduna was like, hey, we're gonna fly from here to, like, the closest city to where your parents are in, I'm like, you guys better be transferring onto another plane going elsewhere, because otherwise that's just ridiculous. Because if it's like a 5-hour drive, like if it's like 3 to 4 hours drive, it's like an hour on a plane. I'm like, okay, sure. You got there quicker, but why? That's so much fuel. That's so much money. But then what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There is only one reason to secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight. Now imagine if you had to stop in Asia before going to your original destination. God. At that point, I'm like, this better be a long-ass layover, because I'm gonna do some sightseeing at this point. Like... So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. He could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true, however, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed. But he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. Just enough time to be bored, but not enough to go anywhere? Pretty much. That time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there was someone involved who was forging or modifying cargo certificates. That is... Yay, forgery! And not just any kind of forgery, international forgery! Even better. Investigation complete. I just remembered another legendary localization moment. Second game, Phoenix takes a train to Kurine Village. Correct. You know, the famous train for France to rule Japan. They still said it was in Japan? Really? In the English game, they kind of just gloss over that. You just assume it's some, like, rural village in, like, you know, USA, and it's kind of weird that it's got ancient Japanese, like, traditional Japanese architecture, but whatever. No, because some of it gets weird, because, what was it? Well, they don't say it clearly, but yeah, there's no way it's a European village, for sure. What is it? There's another one in some of the... in, like, the Apollo Justice trilogy, where for, like, instead of just having the characters be Japanese, they made them, like, you know, like, Japan... Oh, what was it? Like, obsessed with Japan, and they just dress like they're Japanese because they love Japan. I'm like, we have just jumped way too many hoops here. Just say they are, like, you know, just say they're, like, Issei or, like, Nisei. Like, first or second generation immigrants. Come on. Like, I'm pretty sure that's an actual thing that happened. I hope I'm just horribly misremembering. Because I haven't played the Apollo Justice trilogy in, like, 10 years. Well, this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir. It was, in fact, taken to be used as a reference document later on. Smart agent. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of that of the cargo hold using his very high-tech flip phone camera. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zenfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zenfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer! Move this statue immediately. No, I don't care that it weighs a ton. Find a forklift. Are you telling me there's no forklift on this giant-ass plane? I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath, now. Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the leaf red statue out of the way, we tested the area underneath it with luminol and there was a reaction! Yay! That is a lot of blood. Whew. Like, okay, I know he, like, fell to his death and stuff. And he died from, like, you know, a blow to the back and as the back of his head and his neck snapped. But if there's that much blood, the entire back of his head should have been, like, caved in. Like... can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned up the blood well. And, how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all the blood? With a super great absorbent cloth. Take that. The killer used the cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zenfa. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. Hey, what's this puddle of blood doing here? Oh, don't worry about it. There was just, you know, we found some rats. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zenfa? There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. Freed, I don't think you're getting your waifu back. I think she's going to jail. If the murder occurred before we landed, then this becomes highly suspect. We want Miss Meal's testimony. Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regards to when we departed Zenfa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but it's not like, you know, you could fake those yourself by pushing the button. That totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. To be continued! Yeah, we were close to finishing this part last time, but we were running very late, I remember, so we stopped. Or just a smidge early. But that's okay. We'll finish it today and go on to The best case in this game. The one with the amusement park and the totally not horrific. Something, something, something. I won't spoil it. Lower deck cargo hold. Miss Meal. Miss Meal! Huh? Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zanfa? Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible. Because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down. She's just such a mood. I get it. Oh? Miss Kimmy Meal! Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did? No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. I really don't know how I have my job. Oh, well, I mean, I'm definitely sleeping with the pilots. And she doesn't believe in bras. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well, Miss Meal, if you please. Tell me about your alibi during the time span. Why work when you can just sleep with the pilot, apparently? Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I mean, the pilot on this flight we saw, and he's nothing to write home about, but hey. Miss Meal's alibi. Oh, yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. So you don't have an alibi. How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? A great question. Honestly, who knows? Who knows? Miss Meal, wake up! Wake up and smell the coffee. Smell the matcha or like whatever it is you like to drink in the morning. Ah! She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I am going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Maggie-Lou! Oh my god. Maggie-Lou... I would say Maggie-Lou definitely has a lot more energy, but like I can totally see that. Maggie-Lou was really fun. She was. I mean, I'm a Velvet girl to the bitter end, but Maggie-Lou did give us the incredible scene of Velvet having to coo like a pigeon, which I mean was fantastic. Gap Moe AF.
Hold it.
Miss Meal, wake up! The whole why even work and being obviously smarter than they act, yeah. I mean, wasn't Maggie-Lou actually like immortal, but like she totally was just she dodged that conversation the entire game? Yeah, I'm awake. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this flight attendant. Why ask me to wake her up when you can finally put that whip to an appropriate use? Please do not whip people awake. Like, don't whip them in general, but...
Hold
if I remember correctly, food was being served in first class and the lounge. Between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m. Yeah, but that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhoda. Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time? Eating, and then having a most delicious dream. You mean you were neglecting your duties? No way! Sleeping's part of our job too, you know. I mean, yes, technically, you should not be working as a flight attendant if you're sleep deprived, but sleeping the entire flight is not it.
Hold it!
Wake up, bitch! I'm awake. I'm awake. No, I'm not. Yo! What'd you whip me for? Oh! What did I miss? Is someone getting beaten? Is someone getting whipped? My sadistic tendencies have got me a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed now. A poor detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead. Really? Sorry about that. You can make amends for that by continuing with your testimony. She's even funnier now that I'm not the one trying to make her answer. Understandable, yeah.
Hold it!
So, you were alone the entire time, were you? Yeah, no one else even popped their head in to go hi. Oh? Well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. Sorry, just imagining Edgeworth doing that was just freaking hilarious. I got caught up in the flow. Raised an objection. Miles has such a smug face sometimes. Only sometimes? Miss Meal, there was a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony. Huh? What are you talking about? It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time. Because of the receipt.
Take that!
I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal. Huh? A receipt? For what? It's for the suitcase Miss Tenero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Miss Tenero. Yes? Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you have her locked up by now. The best we could do is duct tape her hands. I requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. And now then, Miss Tenero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct? Now there's a sentence. Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Meal there at that time? No. So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? I mean, this works, but also not, because, you know, she could have just been in the bathroom. Like, just because someone wasn't in a room for a very brief window doesn't mean they weren't there the rest of the time. Miss Kimmy Meal! Oh, the bathroom? I'll be the one to ask the questions here. Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Need your calls, you know I had to take a really, really, really big poop. Do take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true. No, it's totally true. I have IBS, you know? I just get stuck in the bathroom for hours sometimes. Her eyes scare you? I think they're supposed to. But it's the truth. Cross my heart. I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? Oh, you're actually gonna give some proper testimony? Freed like some vacant and dead, I see. Good to know. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you'd think that maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. No, you can't lie to Mama Moonbean. I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda. You are. Her eyes don't see shit, apparently. She doesn't see the gay man. Those eyes tell me that's just an act. Fair enough, fair enough. Of course, I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I? Though no thoughts is a mood I respect. We've all been there. We've all been there. Never mind. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kind of lied. I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design. They would make a horrible couple anyway. Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Also, I am... Whatever. She has no interest in anyone then. Rest in peace. Well, I mean, assume if even one person out there other than her bought one of the suitcases, then presumably there is someone out there who has her sense of taste. Reason for suspicion. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you think maybe then you should suspect Miss Rhoda too? Okay. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Look, I know you suspect me because I'm one of the crew. Oh, wrong way. She really doesn't like Rhoda. She does not. They're like total opposites. Because like Rhoda takes her work like too seriously, which you know were definitely great on someone who like really cannot stand work. Where is it? There we go.
Objection!
Dun dun dun. I believe your testimony contradicts this piece of evidence. Really? You think so? I don't really get these kinds of things. Oh no! Wrong thing, I guess. Meh. Maybe I need to press it first. Ow! Francisca, that was uncalled for. Ow! I don't need a second lashing. Alright, let's try pressing first.
Hold it.
And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal? I take care of the attendance room. That doesn't count. Aw, but I spent so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. I just realized Francisca only whips men and never women. Queen energy. She's a lesbian and she saves the women whipping for the bedroom. Just never in public, you know. She doesn't subject people to her scenes. So she assists passengers who may not speak English. Especially those who speak Borginian. She is the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yeah, so I'm really good at Borginian. She's fluent in Borginian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Borginian? Did she whip Lotta during the first case? Maybe? I haven't played Justice for All in a few months now. We've been working through the whole series, but Justice for All was like September. Right, I forgot about that. Okay, so she won't whip women unless they are extremely problematic. And by problematic, I mean causing a lot of problems. Hi, Toonie. Welcome in. How you doing? Lotta is certainly something, I agree. Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Borginian. Are we sure that is a real nurse outfit? It isn't. They're flight attendants. Not that that makes it any better, but... In French, Lotta's basically called She'll Be Trouble. Oh my god, no way. Amazing. Because, I mean, the English pun is Lotta Heart, as in, you know, she has a lot of heart. As in, like, a lot of personality, but... Oh, you are right. Don't always convey the same idea. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Puns aren't gonna work in every language, but yeah. Because, yeah, I looked up what her name is in French, and I see what you mean. It's getting late for you, Tuzan? It's not even 9 p.m. here. Zon's in the same time zone as me. A different pun that works in French rather than a literal translation? I mean, yeah, her Japanese name is... Or was it... Osawagi Natsumi or something like that? Which, like, I'm learning Japanese, so sometimes I get the puns, sometimes I don't, but I'm like, okay. We are talking about Grandpa here? I'm older than Grandpa. What does that make me, decrepit? Time for some hard candy and 9 p.m. bedtime. God. Okay, so... Did we get a new statement out of that? Diana the Ancestor, thanks. I think it's more in spirit. And hi, yes, I'm in. How are ya? Are the attendance room and some Burgundy and stuff? Ah, there we go.
Objection!
Ah, beautiful. The music stopped. Music to my ears when the music stops. So, you are the only one on this flight that speaks Borginian. Are you Grandma? I mean, I'm a separate grandma, I suppose. I'm a lesbian, so, you know, like, I'm not gonna be dating any grandpas, but don't like the title Ancestor? I do! It makes me think of, Tsukihime. How about the ultimate ancestor? That just keeps getting better. The grandma from Don Don Don. Sold! I will take that. I know, not what you meant. I know. I just had to specify, because not everyone knows. But Floof being grandma. Pretty much, I guess. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Borginia for a while. I got the sniffles, she says. If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? She's like, oh, fuck. I should have forged my name. This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose. To lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. Leblanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Borginian... I'm pretty sure they mean, oh, what's her... Why am I blanking on the names? Both grandmas? Isn't Momo's grandma the cool one? Seiko? The cool one? Yeah! She's like, well, this is awkward. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Alif Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. I'm being rude. You better react. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. exactly as you say. Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling? Really? No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegations of smuggling stick. She seems pretty sleepy. She is, most of the time. But now her eyes are razor sharp, because she is ready to... She's out for blood. There is no direct correlation after all. And oddly exposed? Yeah, it's because she's seducing the pilot, so she gets away with a whole bunch of shit. Jeez. It's the classic femme fatale move. Oh, really? All you did was sign it? I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So... sorry about that. It seems that she's finally woken up. This is gonna be one tough fight. Suppose, Aunt, this is just a supposition. Very cliche. It's a cliche because it works, unfortunately. Even if I was involved in the smuggling, what's up with the bubbles? I don't know. Maybe it's her stress relief, you know? She can't smoke on a plane, so she blows bubbles. You can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have had a strong motive to kill. Makes sense, yeah. Now that I think about it, this was before, like, vaping was a thing. So, other than having, like, you know, the smoking cessation patch or something like that, if you were on a plane that didn't allow smoking, yeah, you would have had to, do some other kind of, like, thing to distract you while you got antsy on the plane. If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have had a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes. As if you can't just steal a key card from someone's locker. Like, come on. What's with the rapid fire bullets? Is she the German one? Cammy? No, the German one is Franziska. She has the silver bobbed hair and the whip. She hasn't shown up on screen since you appeared. What are you talking about? She is a flight attendant? She is. She is. Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First, it was myself, and now it's Miss Toneto who's under the microscope. Seems to me that the killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. Just a wee bit of incompetence. But then he said Franziska did it? Maybe I just didn't notice then. Maybe it went by so fast that I didn't notice. But yeah, she hasn't been... She's not involved in the interrogation very much. Oh, God. Hang on. There. God. You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up or that she isn't. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I first thought she's a nurse and then she's a boat person. Oh! Like a sailor? I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicion. This proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Toneto from the very beginning. The background seems like a boat too, considering how obscenely big this plane is. Yeah, it would make more sense for it to be a cargo ship.
Take that.
Why do those cliche outfits look so similar? Because it's a uniform. They're going with the whole thing where flight attendants have to wear uniforms. Why is that? Perhaps it was... Excuse me. Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? Look at this. Look at her. She looks like frickin' Popeye now. The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Toneto for the murder. Miss Toneto buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, well, that would put her in a very tight spot. Oh god, she inhaling? It's fine, it's fine. It's just drugs. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. Dude came flying out of the suitcase, money everywhere. It was a great time. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. I mean, once Interpol gets done with her because she killed one of their agents, I think the poisoning from the bubble solution is going to be the least of her problems. Ergo, they may deal with whatever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the picky bag back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree? Damn. Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? Talking like it doesn't involve her. Tisku, tisku, tisku. I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstances dictated the need to who the murder victim was? The killer was at a loss for what to do with Agent Hicks' body. But as it just so happened, there were a bunch of empty suitcases nearby. Being a skinny man, the killer thought to put his body in the suitcase and hand it off. You mean that the whole plan to frame someone was an elaborate coincidence? No, that's not what I said. You've wrongly deduced my meaning, Miss Meal. The one with the wrong deductions is you. Think before you speak again. Ow! Patience! Alright, so... I thought for sure it was the Who, but apparently not. Maybe... where? The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. Excuse me. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chance that the body will be found is very high. Hi, Luna! Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Miss Toneto or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Miss Tornado or myself, but you, Miss Camille. Only you and you alone could be the killer. And? Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. Ugh! Body blow. I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture? That was a very convincing yawn. Thank you. Guess you have to let the girl walk free, huh? Yeah. Freed, come pick up your fiancé at the police station. I just imitated how my cats yawn, basically. Plus a little bit of myself. But yeah, my cats always do the exaggerated at the end. Something... alright. Was it the cloth? Oh, the cell phone, maybe.
Take that.
I don't have any actual evidence. I don't want to marry her. I want to be her friend. So she's not our waifu. She's a... marriage of convenience? I thought not. But that's because it went missing. And still is. Missing? What do you mean by that? In the complex puzzle that is their case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on. And that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were at the airport waiting for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least, that's what you told me. That's right. But Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene. You mean the killer took it with them? Seems likely. The satellite that achieved the remarkable feat was named Telstar. Yay! Precisely, I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer. Come on, get serious. It's gonna be in Tenero's locker, isn't it? If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well? We won't know unless we try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. Agent Hicks's phone! It's written from somewhere! Well, go find it then. I hear it, Detective. Now, where is it coming from? Sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. Really? How can you even tell? Oh, well, okay. It's very loud. The ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir. And actually, it sounds like it's coming from everywhere in here, sir. It's so loud! Leave no stone unturned, detective. Because the sound is always off? Yeah, same. Usually, same thing here. That's a loud phone? Very much so. I guess he wanted to make sure he didn't miss the phone call if he fell asleep or something. The ringing's coming from in here! What? No, it can't be. I would freak out if my phone was that loud. Me too. Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Miss Tenero's. What? Well, this is awkward. Your brain is dying. Help? The volume your dad leaves his phone at. Oh, God. Imagine sitting next to that man on the plane and his phone rings. Shoosh. I mean, at least in first class, everyone's sitting far apart. But yeah, if this was like economy, I would be shaking them awake. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? It's because it's based on Papa and Melis. It's because they treat the cell phone like a home phone and they just leave it somewhere in the house. They're not like us who brings it with them almost everywhere within the house because we know that's the point of the cell phone is to keep it with you or at least within like arm's reach. Where did you find the phone, huh? I found it in the flight attendant's room. In Miss Tenero's locker. Well, what? But it's funny, though, because, I mean, most people who had, a landline eventually got, like, very rarely was there one single phone in the entire house. Usually there were like multiple ones because people wanted to be able to hear the phone ringing and be able to answer it in time. AKA boomers. Keep your phones within reach, please. Your children are dying. Imagine booking first class to have it quiet and then you hear this phone go off. I think a lot of them would be livid. Understandably so. But, Rhoda Tenero. I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss One Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Tenero right away. Wait! I have a theory. A game theory? No, actually, just a courtroom theory. This is related to the oh, that's what it was. It's related to the incident with the key card. When the killer went to steal the key card, he won't carry his phone with him because why bother, but he won't stand the house phone being out of order? Wow.
Objection!
Leaves it at home all the time? Yeah. Papa Melis used to do something similar. I forget how Mom finally managed to make him actually take it around with him and also keep it charged most of the time. I think it was literal guilt tripping. about, like, you know, like, because he's been retired for a while, and she's like, you know, like, are we just gonna cut? Like, there have been days you leave and you forget to close the garage door and stuff, or forget to lock the door, or whatever, and, like, you know, you're getting old, Papa. Like, what? Like, one day you're just gonna get lost coming home, and, like, no one's gonna have any way to find you. You'll have no way to call anyone. Like, doesn't like being tracked? Well, too bad. You're already fed up with it. That's more of a fault of people not being good at respecting boundaries anymore. Like, for me, I just worry if people don't respond within, like, 12 hours. I'm like, oh god, they hate me, don't they? That's the social anxiety talking. I'm the same way, that we have zero proof that the killer did just that, and then my anxiety will also kick in if it's been longer. Like, Iduna has Friday and Saturdays off from work, and, like, she hadn't responded to any of my messages since Thursday, so at that point, I'm like, should I be calling Ace? Like, did they die? Did they get in a car accident? Franziska von Karma? Hello? Incredible. Hello. Hello, madame. I left my whip at home? Oh no! That's unfortunate. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore. Not the real Franziska, then. Whoa! What should I do? Franziska's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright. Then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must be something very... It must have something very incriminating on it.
Hold it.
I like how fast she comes back. What now, Miles Edgeworth? It's not over yet. Not until I say so. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. What? Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. It's over. Give it up. Let your girl go. We can only hope. Oh, hey, there's a camera. Remember when many phones didn't have cameras? Also, I love that this is apparently a QWERTY phone. Like, that opens the phone. Ah! Wow, this is even more old school than a QWERTY. Because a lot of QWERTYs would slide up. So you wouldn't need to have a screen on the other side. This supposedly takes place in 2019. Yeah, but the game itself was made in like 2006. I just wanted to see what it was. Also, why is there like a freaking like trackpad in here? It shows sometimes, it sure does. Alright, I just wanted to see. Wait, why is there a copy button? This phone is crazy. It's like they combined a BlackBerry with like a QWERTY phone. camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of a smuggling? Francisca? Nokia plus Blackberry doing a DBZ fusion? Oh my god, the fusion dance? Fusion? Ha! And now we can never be separated. That's the thing we all forget about the fusion dance. It wasn't just a convenient fusing thing. You were supposed to be permanently stuck together forever. Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff. Gumshoe, you can't even afford a cell phone, let alone your bills. Sit down. This looks like a very similar model to my own. Francisca has the cutting-edge technology. And mine can take photos just fine. Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case? If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. I knew she was a Blackberry kind of girl, absolutely. In 2006, Blackberries were like all the rage. Everyone wanted a Blackberry. Like, no one really had the need to be constantly connected at that time yet, but just the idea you could was very appealing. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. Yeah, we just need to go to the kiosk in the mall, it's fine. We don't need a super prosecutor. We just need Dave, the mall tech guy. I'll find a way, don't you worry about that! May I go back to sleep now? Yeah, the cheap-looking stall in the middle of the alley? Exactly.
Objection!
There's like 3 of those in like the mall by the apothecary. And I'm like, this is how you know this area of town is going downhill. Because we have those no matter the country. Where there's a need, there will be someone to provide the service. That is the glory of our free market, globalized, capitalist planet. The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What? Surprise! Just breaking screens doesn't mean you broke the computer. You would have needed to like straight up snap that phone in half. And anyone who's had an old brick phone knows those things were pretty tough. What do you mean by that, Francisca? It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. Tisku, tisku, tisku. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still in there, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone, and I very, very conveniently always carry... God, what would have the connection have even been back with, like, the brick phones? Would it have been USB, like, A to, like, USB-C or anything? You need a link cable like for the Game Boy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I'm like, what would the connection have even been? Like, yeah. Very well. It's transporting. Alright. Displaying it now. Oh, hey! That's handy. This is... Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Hey! The leaf red's nowhere in this pic, sir! But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right? Ouch, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks's killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is this really nothing in this photo that we can use? Well, when the crosshairs show up, that means there's something. We're reaching the part that makes you feel bad. Oh, the conclusion? Yeah. I do indeed know what you mean. What's all this? Oh, they are a cargo ship from Borginia to Zenfa. So, the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zenfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there was no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Borginian. It says, it is cloth in English. Cloth? What in the wingdings? Could it be? Is this where the killer... What? What is that scary face? Miss Meal? Yeah. It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is. Ha! Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. The Burgundian cargo in this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. The cloth, right?
Take that.
And what is this supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilt. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Zenfa had cloth written on it. And Borginian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Borginian, because, you know, there was no English anywhere on the box, so good job, Cammy. Didn't really think that one through, poor girl. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Cammy Meal. Ah, that's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Burgundian. Sorry, but I can't agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature. What? Why? There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian, well then. Ah yes, Borginia to USA right there. Bed sheets! Everyone else in this plane is too dumb? Well, I mean, It's not really dumb if you don't speak a language, but I get what you mean.
Take that.
Hey, it says bed sheets in English right on the box. Precisely. And bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood. What did you say? So what are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, this box of bed sheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Burgundian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that? The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box of sheets had been opened. However, the Burgundian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color. You feel bad she got caught for knowing a rare language? Literally what got her was the fact she panicked in the moment and didn't go, wait! If I use this cloth that was in this box, they might wonder why this particular box was opened when there was a giant box of bed sheets right there. Freed is incredibly biased. Ain't no way. Freed, you ain't a good liar. Sit down. That's right, this is why the Burgundian cloth was used. And the only Burgundian reader on board who can make such a calculated decision. I'm perfectly neutral? Yes. The French are famous for being neutral like the Swiss. Oh my god, she's defending herself with the plushie. Aww. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zenfa and authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. So what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find from our investigation in Zenfa? Oh! Oh, she's taking the damage now. Oh my. That is a crazy, like, you got me. He was into a pole. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. So she panicked and threw him over. Like, I feel bad because she panicked, but also, girl, you're involved in a smuggling ring. You had to have known something like this could happen one day. We're finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. Yeah, not a good time for Miss Meal. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. Yeah, most people aren't. Most people aren't. Like, this is how, like, Miss Meal becomes sympathetic, because it wasn't premeditated. It was by accident. Like, I guess not truly by accident, but, like, she probably did it fully think through shoving him off the stairs. Like, she knew it would kill him, but she did, like, you know, think the whole sequence of events through. It would have been better for her if she had just gotten off the plane and, like, just never came back, basically. Like, just disappeared into the wilds of China. Because from how it was said, the plane staff got off the plane to do, like, cargo duty, related duties and stuff, and load stuff on the plane. And since Cammy was in charge of, like, all of that documentation stuff, she could have reasonably gotten off the plane, I'd imagine. But yeah. Poor girl panicked. Yeah, I mean, first mistake was getting involved in the smuggling ring. But yeah. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Transformers? Robots in disguise? Mr. Edgeworth! I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation. Maybe she did have a choice? Like what? She got sold into slavery and this is how she's paying off her debt? Come on. The only way you don't have... Look, I'm being serious. The only people who don't have a choice to get involved with organized crime are the people who have been, like, human trafficked and stuff like that. Everyone else gets involved in their own free will. Like, you don't stumble into an organized crime ring. But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not have be here right now. Like, reasonably, she went to Morginia as a student, got involved in some shit there, and, like, that's how, like, she ended up keeping her life, is doing their dirty work for them. That is the most sympathetic way I could spin this. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation. No. That's... I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it. No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer. Imagine he brings that thing home to Nick, and Nick's like, what on earth is that? Did your luggage get attacked by a clown? Did you bring the wrong one home? Like... Delulu is the Salulu. I can't believe we're quoting the Niji Sanji song. Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. We're gonna lose it the second we can. And remember, we here at GoU Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth. Why you gotta promote this? You taught me this one. You're to blame. Oh, I know. I know. It's just funny, that's all. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Now I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where you go. Thanks. Dick, take this. Take it. I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir, but boy, was it fun. Edgeworth's been up since, like, 3 a.m. Speak for yourself, my day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francisca? Oh! She's filing out some customs paperwork for her departure. Departure? Already? Yeah, Miss Von Karma is always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Speaking of someone married to their work, that's Francisca. 100%. Can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier? You got it, sir. Car canceled. It's bad to use gas anyway. Hope Springs. What kind of air? Hope Springs. Okay. Francisca? I thought I told you when you first landed, I have no time for idle chatter. I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met. I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am? Here you are, Francisca von Karma. Very pretty, very proud prosecutor, deserving of much respect. And also, how did you bribe the counselors in Germany to let you become a prosecutor at the age of 13? Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. This conversation is so funny. Come on, be friendly. No, literally. And we're in the middle of the scene, but give me 1 sec. Cats screaming in the other room. So I'm gonna go make sure, you know, they're just hungry and not that, like, anything bad happens. So give me 1 sec. Hello? What? Either hungry or in danger, same thing according to the cat anyway. Son, will it help me get me out of prison while Diana's not looking? She's coming back. Act natural. Okay. But yes, you're right. Cat was not hungry. Cat was not in actual danger. Cat still acted like dying. I don't know if I ever talked about this. Mogu is... Because there's some cats that are like super, 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 super picky about being clean. Mogu is one of those. She will actually scream if the litter box is too dirty for her. And I mean, I scoop every day. But, you know, I was out and about today because, you know, work and errands and stuff like that. So I haven't scooped it since I got back home. So she's like, Mother! It's dirty! It's like their equivalent of like a kid coming up to you and they're like, Mom, I'm dirty. It's like, well, can you wash your hands? Can you wash it for me? She'll do similar if like, even if the litter box is clean, like I know when it's time to change out all the litter because it's like, even if to us it looks clean, she's like, nah, I can smell it. This is the same litter that's been here for like 3 weeks. Get rid of that. She's the queen of this household. We're all just her servants. Pep is usually the one screaming for food. Mogu screams about cleanliness. So depending on the cry, I can usually have an idea. But yeah, I was trying to wait until stream ended, but like she was super insistent. I'm like, okay. I think this is just her Mom, the litter box is dirty cry, but let's go check just in case. Just in case they found a mouse or something, or like she got herself stuck somewhere somehow. So basically you speak cat. Basically, I mean, I've spent almost every single day of 10 years with these two. So yeah, you learn their vocalizations and all that stuff. People are like, Diana, you have 2 black cats. How do you tell them apart? I'm like, I could go into like crazy answers like, oh, like, well, you see, so-and-so's tail is skinnier and like blah, 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 blah. I'm like, really? What? They have different voices. It's not like twins that have like, you know, the exact, almost identical voices. They have very different vocalizations. So yeah, like maybe if I look at them from behind, sometimes it's hard. But if I do like the pss, 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 and like they turn and look at me, I can tell. Or if they respond back, then I can tell. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. What are you talking about? Insulting my dead father? Terrible. Excuse me? If they feel like responding, you mean? Basically, yeah. I mean, Moku, she's gotten a bit more quiet now that she's older, but she used to be super chatty. Like, I used to have conversations with her while I was getting ready for work. Because if you talk at her, she will respond. Cats do know when you're talking to them, they just might not care. 100%. I remember vividly having this conversation where I'm like, yeah, then what? And then like she keeps meowing back, and then finally I'm like, I know, you're probably hungry. You probably want breakfast. And then her meows got, like, extremely insistent at that point. I'm like, yep, you know what hungry means. You understand that word, okay? The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. I don't know about that. Yes, I suppose you can. Plus, there is another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent? He's a star among Interpol agents, and he has the highest successful arrest rate. How old is she? Probably? She's the same age as Maya. So she's probably 20? I don't... Can I still get into the profiles? Yes, I can. 19! Never mind. She's not even 20 yet. Not even a person of the majority in many countries. Oh, the cat! Mogu is 10. 10 going on 11, I believe. Frenchie's cat? Close enough. I mean, she is like a cat, honestly. And, so both Mogu and Pep are 10 going on 11. They're actually, litter mates. I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same. I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. This fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. Basically, if a cat could use a whip, scary. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back in full. And she just walks straight through. And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness, I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for her whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all of your help and cooperation. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. They're basically already sold. Just how much did you cut his salary by, Francisca? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office? Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. Pretty sure she heard him say that. Gumshoe must have a loud voice. Oh, for sure. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the player on the other side of this war. They would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking. Finally, I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are? Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? Mr. Amano? Ernest Amano? So you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. The end. Da 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 da. We've got a little bit of time still, so we can at least do the opening scene of the next one. Because I feel bad just leaving y'all on a cliffhanger. Ah, yes, this guy! Oh my god, what's his name? Lon? Lon something. I remember because Shaoran from Cardcaptor Sakura has a similar name to this guy when it's said in Chinese. Well, Best Girl is in jail, but Best Boy appears in this one, so it's fine. You mean famous Interpol agent, descendant of a famous tactician from like Three Kingdoms era, blah 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 blah. The Kidnapped Turnabout. March 13th. Hey, it's the day it's the day before White Day. Don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be following your every movement with my binoculars. Good to hear. Now make sure you don't lose sight of me. I'm counting on you for backup. You can count on me, sir. I have to go. The kidnapper is supposed to contact me soon. Who would have thought that upon my return, I'd be thrust into a kidnapping case? Right. And that I would be the one who would have to make the ransom drop-off. He grew on you? Same here. Let's see. I checked that the money is all there, safe inside the suitcase. He's like, kidnapping case? Amazing. I know just what to use. I can get rid of this ugly-ass thing. Now all I have to do is await further instructions from the kidnapper, which I am expecting to be transferred to my cell phone. I wonder who else is around. This is the meeting place after all. Wow, those wheels are noisy. Welcome to Gatewater Land! Oh. Thank you. And a big hello to you! I'm the Proto Badger! Nice to meet you, just when you thought you were never gonna see the Blue Badgers again. Wait, there's an Easter egg in this one? The Gatewater? The Gatewater Hotel was the name of the hotel that appeared in the original trilogy quite often. It was the one across from the Wright & Co. law offices. Excuse me, but were you perhaps thinking of taking a picture of me? A picture of you? Sorry, but I'm not interested. Aww, that's too bad. Well, have a good day. Don't want to spoil it? Gotcha. I may know what you're talking about. I guess we'll find out. I mean, the Proto Badger itself is like Easter egg. Hello? Who are you? You're not Ernest Amano. It sounds like the kidnapper is using some sort of voice alteration device. I'm his representative, Miles Edgeworth. Are you a cop? No, I'm a prosecutor. Which I know is sort of like a cop, but I swear we're not. I'm not. Look, do you want the money or not? I know what you're wondering, and yes, I have brought the ransom money with me. I see. In that case, bring the money with you to the stadium. It's even worse than a cop in this situation, literally. Could he have at least been a little more, plainly dressed, like not in his famous magenta suit? Please, Detective Gumshoe, I really need you to come through for me on this one. And he's already lost him. Edgeworth speaking. Next, come to the haunted house. And just how long do you intend to have me wander around for? That's for me to decide. You don't have much of a choice here, my friend. If you had such a magnificent suit, you'd wear it in public every opportunity you'd get? Probably. I mean, I suppose not. And the noisy wheels continue. I've arrived. Go inside. Nice place. Oh! The suitcase changed in the mirror. What a dismal place. That's it. Go through those doors. Am I being watched from somewhere? Nice dining room. Got frickin' Mr. Castlevania on the wall. Leave the money and go. Now. Damn, alright. I was hoping for an exchange. But maybe I should do as they say for now and not push it. What was that bang? I couldn't even catch a glimpse of the kidnapper. Perhaps I should keep an eye on this haunted house until police backup arrives. Oh, looking very handsome there, sir. What's... Oh! I'm behind you! It was a trap! We triggered their trap card. Nightmare fuel for real, for real. Oh, that guy. Betrayed. No, can't be. Then the deal. Who is... What the fuck? Literally, this is the reason why I wanted to push the stream a little bit. I just wanted you to leave you guys with that. Split police. Alright. In front of. Meet up. I can't move my body. I fear I may faint again. Such a damsel, fainting all the time. Where am I? How long was I out? Was it raining like it is now when I made the drop-off? You every morning? Understandable. This was supposed to be a simple affair. So why have I been taken hostage as well? I can only assume Detective Gumshoe lost sight of me at some point. The only reason I agreed to be the drop-off man was because of that phone call. It was from Mr. Ernest Amano, the director of the powerful Zaibatsu, the Amano group. If you don't know, Zaibatsu is basically an organization that's been in the family for like eons, basically. If I'm remembering the specifics correctly. Yeah, the word refers to one of several large capitalistic enterprises that developed in Japan after the Meiji Restoration and then expanded rapidly during World War I. Zaibatsu? Yep. Zaibatsu is Japanese. It literally means wealthy clique. Like like not just a group, but a clique. Like, you know, like They're all in, like, you know, the same, like, inner circle kind of clique. Yeah, by definition, the Zaibatsu were a large family. There's no English equivalent? Not really. It's a very specific Japanese thing, from my understanding. By definition, the Zaibatsu were large family-controlled vertical monopolies consisting of a holding company on top, with a wholly owned banking subsidiary providing finances, and several industrial subsidiaries dominating specific sectors of a market, either solely or through a number of subsidiary companies. So it's not just a big company, and it's not just a monopoly. It's the fact that it's all in the family, and also they provide their own funding to each other. So there's no, like, third party involved, basically. But actually, according to this, Mitsubishi used to be a Zaibatsu. They were part of the Big Four that came about during the Meiji Restoration. No, I mean, it's good to know, because it's historical and it's relevant to the specific situation here. The term Zaibatsu has been used often in books, comics, and games and films to refer to large and usually sinister Japanese corporations, often involved in shady dealings or connections with the Yakuza. So yeah, they had to keep it as Zaibatsu because it's a very specific thing. But yeah, so here we go. Here's the Zaibatsu that are currently in Japan. So some of these may still be running, but these are the ones that you guys would recognize. Mitsubishi. So it's a conglomerate, not just a conglomerate, because it's a company that developed during a very specific period of time. And again, they owned every single part of their supply chain. So it's different than just having a monopoly over, like, a specific area. Like, they owned their own bank. They owned their suppliers. Like, so the money came into the family and it stayed in the family. And through that, they dominated the market and just kept amassing more wealth. And then because of the war, a lot of those assets were seized. So that's why it's relevant for this case, because it's not just that Amano is rich. He is mega rich in a different way than a billionaire would be, because he controls an entire sector of the economy. Something we see quite often in JRPGs, correct. So Zaibatsus that we know of, but didn't know they were Zaibatsus until this, are Mitsubishi. Then we've got Kawasaki, Nissan, and Toyota. So, like, the four big Japanese car companies you always think of, those are Zaibatsu. He's not only rich, he's powerful, literally correct, yeah. Today, the influence of the Zaibatsu can still be seen in the form of financial groups, institutions, and larger companies whose origins reach back to the original Zaibatsus. However, some argue that the old mechanisms of financial and administrative control that Zaibatsu once enjoyed have been destroyed. Despite the absence of an actual sweeping change to the existing of large industrial conglomerates, the Zaibatsu's previous vertically integrated chain of command ending with a single family has now been widely displaced by horizontal relationships of association. So that's the thing, right? Like, Nintendo, for example, wasn't technically a Zaibatsu, but it was very similar in that it was a company run within the family since the Meiji era that eventually ended with the last President Yamauchi, who gave it to Satoru Iwata. So, like, it's that kind of structure. So, like, yeah. So, like, yeah, they didn't just kidnap the son of Ernest Armano. They kidnapped the future head of this huge chain, who would get it by blood regardless. Because, I mean, nowadays, we would frown upon just giving those kinds of companies and stuff to your children. But that was the norm for these huge companies, so. But aside from that, I also owe him a great debt of gratitude. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped. I know that Lance is already in his 20s, but I guess some things you never grow out of, like being a spoiled baby brat. I can't sit around waiting for someone to come help me. I must escape somehow. Rest in peace, Edgeworth. Was that you making that sound? Yeah, much bigger than just kidnapping rich child for ransom, yep. Especially since he's in his 20s. So yeah, like, depending on how much political sway the Mono group still has, it could have, like, far-reaching implications. Who are you? One of the kidnappers? A kidnapper? Me? No way! I'm not into such petty crimes. Nope, I'm after something much, much bigger. I must be worn out from today's ordeal. Focus, Miles! Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry about that. Ahem. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone source shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagarasu. So this is what happened to Yatagarasu after Sana graduated. Oh, but my real name is Kay Faraday. You can call me Kay. Kay? Good. Glad that's settled. It's like my head hurts. Not quite. I have a mountain of questions for you. But first, if you would be so kind as to remove these ropes. I wonder, should I? Team Rocket is missing a member. 100%. I was actually having a lot of fun watching you make those silly faces. Oh my god, those eyes! Hey, there's no need to get all mad! This rope goes through here, and there you go! What a relief. I owe you my thanks. It's okay. You can pay me back in full later. Now then, what questions should I start with? Unfortunately, I can already tell nothing is going to be easy with this cheeky girl. Perfect! So let's stop here. We just met Kay, the great thief Yatagarasu. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, you're not gonna let me save at this point. Alright, well, there we go. I was like, hello? Where's the save? Perfect. Woohoo! Kay's pretty adorable. She's the equivalent of Maya in the investigation games. It's too bad she never shows up in, anything after these, but oh well. So yeah, thank you guys for coming along and indulging me for a little bit extra, because I wanted to show you guys The badger, murder. Alright, so tomorrow we are going back to Danganronpa 2. We just finished the last case. Now it's time to see what else the game has in store for us. We're about halfway through. I think Danganronpa 3 has 6 chapters, just like the first one. So we're about halfway through. It was fun, thanks for the stream. Of course! Okay, I'm gonna send you guys to Junie! I've been wondering how she's been doing. I haven't caught any of her streams recently, and we don't usually get a chance to raid into her. But I love Junie. She's playing some Kingdom Hearts. It looks like specifically Kingdom Hearts 2. I see Roxas. So let's go, Roxy! Woohoo! Alrighty, guys. So here is raid. And for new folks, here is Discord if you want to follow along on what we get up to when we're not streaming. But for now, that's it for me. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel. We start at 7 p.m. EST, so you know, adjust for your time zones. Imagine if Francisco joins the Discord. Who knows? Who knows? Alrighty. That's it for me, guys. Time to go shower and all of that stuff for me. So, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. And if it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. And until next time, take care of yourself, wash your face, brush your teeth, eat good food, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Mwah.